Today I'm not just going to talk about Pilates, as a matter of fact, just very lightly touch on it. I'm going to talk about health and wellness, because health and wellness is so important to your everyday life, and you actually have control over health and wellness. Uh-oh. Sorry. So what is wellness? I'd like to hear from you. What do you think when I say the word wellness? What's the first thing that comes into your mind? There's no right or wrong answer.
Balance.
Balance, okay.
Staying healthy.
Staying healthy, okay. Anybody else?
Eating well.
Eating well, very good. How about one more? Motion, awesome. So exactly, wellness isn't just one thing. Wellness is a variety of things that we do. So let's take a look at Merriam-Webster's definition of wellness. Wellness is the state of being in good health, especially as an actively sought goal. So wellness is a state of being, and the actively sought goal is where you come in. Okay, so we know now that we can actually change our genes through our habits. We have epigenetics is what it's called. We used to be able to say, oh, it's just in my genes, I can't help it. But that no longer is true. Now we actually know that through wellness, which I call self-care, that you can actually up-level your genes, that you can change your genes at no matter what age. So wellness is self-care. Uh-oh. Here we go. Sorry, I'm getting used to this clicker. So Dr. John Travis came up with this illness-wellness continuum, and everyone here in this room, including myself, falls under this continuum. Again, it's a state of being. So we are either going towards a high level of wellness through awareness, education, and growth, like you're doing today, or we're going through the stage towards illness, which is signs, symptoms, disability, and maybe even premature death. Sorry, I hate to even say that. But this is serious. Wellness is a serious topic, and the best news is there's something you can do about it today. I've actually given each one of you a handout. It's a takeaway for all the main points that I'm covering today, because I want to really get across to you that it's up to you, that you have the power of your health in your hands and in your habits. So the first area that I'd like to cover is mindset. This is the most important area I'll probably spend the most time on, and this is the first area that I cover with my clients when they come in to work with me on wellness. Whether they're trying to lose weight or they're trying to kick a habit, we talk about mindset, okay? The reason I do this is because your thoughts become your behaviors, become your habits, become your experiences. So sometimes I'll have someone come to me and say, I really want to lose weight, but I am such a failure. I am such a loser. And I say to them, no, you're not. And they say, but I've tried before and I just can't do this. And I say, yes, you can. And they might say to me also that I don't have time. And I say, yes, you do. A couple weekends ago, I was at a wellness fair and I was the nutrition table. And when it quieted down, I went across the hall to another table. Two young men that I had come by my table earlier were sitting there, and they were doctors from Lakeland. And I introduced myself to them, and their comment to me was, we really like the information you're sharing, and we just have to say, if people don't listen to you, they end up having to come and listen to us. So this is Dr. Caroline Leaf, and she is a neuroscientist. And what's really cool is that we have all of this brain imaging now. So we can actually look and see that our thoughts hold physical space in our brain. But the really interesting thing is that we can see, as she's showing here, she uses trees. She's showing here on the one side a withered looking tree. And that is what our thoughts look like if they're toxic and they're negative. On the other side, she is showing a flourishing tree. And that is what our healthy thoughts look like. So that's an example that she used. She has done years and years of research on this topic. And I think it's very exciting that we now know we also have neuroplasticity. You can change your brain. You can change your thoughts. So here's an example of what those neurons and dendrites actually look like in your brain. And of course, the negative ones look thorny and the positive ones look lush. And I choose the lush life, right? So this is what happens oftentimes, and it's why I always like to start with the mindset. Is because if you have a certain mindset, then you're probably going to repeat the same behaviors, and that's what this diagram is basically showing. And again, simply put, our thoughts become our behaviors, become our habits, become our experiences. So we can control them. Not only that, but if we look at it as a vitality of our thought system, that we know that we can have influence on the rest of our health through our thoughts, then we can change our destiny. So there's one other bit of information. I'm kind of a scientific geek. I continue to study all the time about anatomy, physiology, and brain health. We have an actual structure in our brain. It is called the reticular activating system. Say that 3 times really fast. That system is a bundle of neurons that's found in your brainstem. Now, the reticular activating system is there to work as a filter, but it is also there so that it can find evidence of what your thoughts are. So probably one of the easy examples of that is if I decide that I'm going to buy a white car, all of a sudden I'm seeing white cars everywhere I look. That's where your reticular activating system, looking to prove what your thoughts are. So it's very important that you know that what you think becomes your reality. The next area I want to talk about is social interaction. And it's exactly what's going on here today. So you should give yourselves a big hand, because what you're doing right now is improving your immunity and you're improving your mental health. This face-to-face time with people is so important. So oftentimes, this is what we see, right? I even asked Chip, I said, no one's going to be on their cell phones, are they? So many times I go out to dinner and I see people not interacting with each other. They're interacting with social media. They're interacting with their cell phones. That's not helping our immune system or our mental health. This is what helps. What you're doing here today, getting together with a group of friends, laughing, having a drink. I'm not going to say that that's all bad. And interacting, you notice no one is on their cell phone. So kind of going along those same lines, you see they're having a nice dinner. I want to talk about nutrition next. So nutrition can be confusing, right? One week, eggs are good for you. The next week, eggs are not good for you. Coffee, it's good for you. Coffee's bad for you. Fat, it's bad for you. Fat, it's good for you. So no wonder people's heads are spinning when it comes to nutrition, and they're just reading what they find out there in the media. But I've studied nutrition, and I'm going to make it really simple. You are what you eat. It's one of the first things I found out when I studied nutrition, is that we literally are what we eat. And so a lot of times I would have clients do a food journal, because I want to find out exactly what they're eating, and then together we can work at improving their habits. Because again, remember, it's your habits that create your experience that affect your health and well-being. So oftentimes I see so much sugar, excess sodium, and that they're eating on the run, they're eating fast foods, and they don't feel good. Their body aches, and I say to them, you're eating inflammation. And they look at me like, you're crazy. But it's true. So fast foods, processed foods, sugars, you're literally eating inflammation. It's literally causing inflammation in your body, and that is going to take you more towards that illness paradigm rather than the wellness. And again, I want to make things really simple. I want to simplify nutrition. But first I want to ask, how are you fueling your tank? I want you to think about it while I'm talking. And this is what I find interesting. Would anyone here, you can raise your hand, would anyone here put something in their car's gas tank that they knew would cause it to not work so well? Or maybe it would even damage one or more systems of the car, or maybe not have the car work at all. But yet we tend to put things in our body without even thinking about it that do those same things. So do you treat your car better than you treat your body? It's this simple. Eat more whole foods. Eat less processed foods. And a whole food is something typically without a label on it, and with just a few items as far as the ingredients. Now, I'm not going to say all packaged food is bad, but it's the processed food that's bad, and the packaging can be more market related to say, oh, this is so healthy. If you turn over and look at the ingredients, it's going to let you know, is it a whole food or not? So if I were to buy steamable green beans and I looked at the ingredients are green beans. If I were to buy some ground turkey meat and looked at the ingredients would be ground turkey meat. Not a list of other things like this, that some of them we can't even pronounce. So as much as you can, choose whole foods. There you go, there's your fork. You're either going to go in again by the way of illness or the pathway to wellness, and it's your choice. I don't believe in willpower, and that usually gets my clients pretty excited, because I don't know, does anyone have great willpower here? I think willpower is pooey. I believe, again, it's a choice. It's a choice that we make, what to put in our bodies, and how is that going to affect our health and well-being. So here's an example where we have a donut, and it's 250 calories. And on the other side of the screen is a variety of healthy fruits and vegetables, 250 calories worth. And truthfully, personally, I couldn't even eat all that food in one setting. But the donut is low nutritional value and low volume. The whole foods, it's high nutritional value and high volume. So again, it's up to you to do the self-care and eat whole foods. So someone said movement, and as a Pilates instructor, I believe that it's important for all of us to exercise. But movement is the topic today, because you see, we've become this. We sit an awful lot. And it's actually being researched right now that sitting is equivalent to smoking a couple of packs of cigarettes a day. So I want your help now. I want everyone to raise their hand. Everyone raise a hand. If you are not going back to an office or not going back to a situation where you're sitting, I want you to lower your hand. If you are not planning on sitting at dinner tonight, I want you to lower your hand. So you guys aren't going to sit at dinner? Are you going to have dinner?
I have 4 kids, I don't get to sit down.
Oh, you don't get to sit down. All right. And then afterwards, TV, time on the computer, or something else after dinner. If you're not going to be doing that, if you're not going to be sitting, you can lower your hand. We actually have a sitting epidemic in our country. If you're lucky to have 4 kids, you might not sit too much. But for the rest of us who either don't have kids or are a bit older and the kids have grown, we probably have a sitting epidemic. So my take back on this is just to move more. You can go for a run, you can go for a walk. And then even if you are sitting and watching TV, you can stretch a little. You can get a bouncy ball and bounce on it. As a matter of fact, each bounce equals 1 step. So, and then if you were to do some hand movements while you're bouncing, like my Fitbit, it thinks I'm on the elliptical. So doing something like that in the evening or to break up sitting time, or like the man in the corner and this flapper, you could always dance during the commercials. The next area is sleep quality. So if your mindset is right and you're eating good nutritional food and you're moving, your sleep quality will probably be pretty good. But do you sleep like a baby? Or are you more like this woman who's awake in the middle of the night staring at her alarm clock at 3 o'clock? Or perhaps have a hard time going to sleep or staying asleep? Just like everything else, there are habits that you can develop that will help you have better sleep quality. Again, there's so much research being done now about how important sleep is to our overall health, not only physical, but mental as well. And you've probably had that experience where you didn't get so much sleep. Maybe the next day you weren't so clear, you weren't able to handle things as easily. So here we go. Here are the few steps, and it's simple again. Most of this is simple habit making. 1, avoid eating late at night or drinking alcohol late at night. And alcohol, a glass of wine, might help you to get to sleep, but it will probably wake you up in the middle of the night. Also, unplug. So important. How do we expect to go to sleep when we're watching TV or we're watching the news or we're on Facebook or we're, looking up something else or playing a game, and then we think we could just lay down our head and close our eyes and boom, go to sleep? We really have to unplug and have a nighttime ritual. Which leads me to the clock. It's very important that you try to have proper sleep hygiene. That means getting up around the same time and going to bed around the same time, even on the weekends. And set your body clock so that it knows, it's time to sleep. And if none of those work, there are thousands of meditation, guided meditations about falling to sleep on the internet or through an app or through iTunes. And they really do work. They calm your mind, they calm your body, and prepare you for sleep. So the next area I'm going to talk about is stress reduction. And really what I'm talking about is lowering cortisol. Okay, so cortisol is a stress hormone. It's that fight or flight. It's another hormone that could cause you not to have good sleep quality. So what can we do to lower stress, to lower cortisol? Music. Listening to music has been proven to lower cortisol. Meditation. Meditation has also been proven to lower cortisol, to lower heart rate, to lower blood pressure. And then, we have someone doing Pilates. Look at that. So exercises like Pilates, like yoga, which require deep breathing and concentration, also lower your cortisol and improve your overall health. And then hugs. So there's research that has been done that hugs also lower your cortisol levels. 8 hugs a day is a good prescription for your health. So now I want you to do something with me. And this is another quick trick to lower your cortisol levels. And it's called alternate nostril breathing. Some of you who do yoga might have done this before. Some of you might think, I'm not going to do that. But I really want you to take this time and do this with me. And I timed myself doing this so that those of you, while we're doing it, if your mind starts wandering and you're thinking, how long is this going to take? 2 minutes. So I'd like for you to do this exercise with me. Take 2 minutes out of your time. You're going to take your thumb, and that's going to end up covering your right nostril. And you're going to take your index finger, which will cover the left nostril. So we're going to be alternating between the two. So starting with covering the left nostril, and I want you to close your eyes now. Take a big breath in through the right nostril. Cover it and breathe out through the left. Get all the air out. And repeat, breathe in through the right and out through the left. In through the right and out through the left. In through the right, out through the left, 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 and one more time, in through the right, and out through the left. And now you can slowly open your eyes. So what you have just done is lower your cortisol, lower your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and improve your health. This is a quick, easy trick that you can use throughout the day, through different times. If you're like me giving a presentation, you might want to scoot away and do it beforehand. Or if you're having a lot of stress in your life. So if you follow these tips, and please take the takeaway sheet, and I've covered the important tips in each topic. These are things that you can start doing today. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to change your habits. And all of that will change your health, because we all want to be on that continuum to higher wellness. Thank you so much.